Country. You okay?
I'm well. How are you? Ziko. How is the party and how is the atmosphere out there?
Oh, party chabebwino and ndali zili kuchitika. Ndali zili kuchitika party chabebwino tili kupenya paja paja we are touching one or two things. We are okay in terms of the party. We can't complain much, and you know that it's every day you need to recruit, every day you need to talk to people, so it's about adding numbers. Yeah, but always you should know that somewhere can have some difficulties there. It's not in leadership, that's how it is. Leadership is about providing, you need to provide answers to the people at the end of the day. So from the branch level to the ward, constituency, the district, province, at the national level, as a party, I think we are pushing slowly to ensure that the party grows bigger and bigger and bigger.
Quite interesting. He is my guest on the program. We're going to be here in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. And of course, allow me to sincerely apologize for having come onto your screens a little bit late. This was, of course, due to the ongoing load shedding in our country, and mass media area is never spared. Now, the UPND came into power, of course, with numerous promises. In the first year, one of it, of course, was that when it came into power, we saw the increase in the CDF from 1.6 million kwacha to 25 million kwacha. In the second year, the CDF was increased further to 28 million kwacha and above, and then now we are dealing with a figure of about 30 million kwacha CDF. You in particular, you went across the country advising the young people to take or partake the CDF projects. In that regards, you did inform the young people, you did advise the young people, sensitize on the need for them to form cooperatives. Let's begin from there, on the impact of CDF to the people of Zambia, but of course, we will not forget the people in the rural area. How is the benefits? What are the benefits, the dividends of this CDF that we talked about? Because remember, you said, wait for our budget. When the budget comes in, you are going to see a lot of development coming in because of the CDF. Let's begin to evaluate 2 years down the line, or 2 years plus.
IP, thank you very much. And I want to say this, that yes, the CDF was increased. Now, let's talk about now the 30.6 million, which today all of us now we know as a nation. And I'll say this to you, that collectively as a nation, the impact of the CDF to the community, to the people, because UPND believes that we need to take development closer to the people themselves. So President Hakainde Hichilema and his team thought to it that we have a lot of challenges with, especially in our rural part. And the IP, continuously I'm telling people to say that UPND is a rural political party from the foundation itself, because we believe that if the rural party is being empowered with a lot of infrastructure, a lot of economic growth, then it will be lessen pressure from us in the urban area. And that is the concentration of the president to say that, can we? And also looking about our leaders, most of our leaders today, they were brought up in a village where would you walk distances, 15 kilometers to go to school. And these are the things which we need to change the narrative, that to ensure that the people, they can access education near to their homes. People would walk 20 kilometers, 15 kilometers just to access for a hospital. 30 kilometers just to access an hospital, a clinic. And this government is trying by all means to bring health facilities near to the doorstep of our people in the rural part and even here in the urban area. Now let me talk first to the urban and to the rural part. The rural part, the CDF is doing very fine, most of the constituencies. And what is in the constituencies now, people are fighting where to put this infrastructure in terms of the school and the clinic. You'll find that villagers, each village is now scrambling for this infrastructure called a school. Right. To say, in the village mwato, ndi muzamangira school. And these other villages, no, muzamangira mono. So these now are the things which our area member of parliament, they will confirm with me, because the area member of parliament always will avoid to be involved where to put a what? A school, because they're scared that if I side with this, these other people, they may not vote for me. They may think I'm favoring this. So most of the things, they leave it to the community themselves to choose where they can put a school at a center. And you find that money is there, the contractor is there, but people are the one delaying the government. That's why now it's our appeal now to traditional leaders, church leaders, that when such things comes within our areas, let's advise each other. I know each village, each constituency, each ward, each point, they want development now. But because it's a process, it's about every year CDF. Let's first put what we can at a center. And then later on, let's look about these schools or clinics, if we want it now within our villages, by resources which is available to us as we go forward, because we still have the mandate to run this country. The CDF, my friend, that most of the villages in the rural part now, they're accessing clean water. Because the government wants to ensure that at least each village there's a borehole. There is a clinic, there is a school. Other things are happening. When you go to each to do with the empowerment to the women and the youth, we're asking in the meetings. IP, it's very interesting. In a group of the meeting in the rural part, when you ask, who have accessed CDF here, or in terms of loans and grants, first of all, they will keep quiet. Okay? But when you move with the council secretary and the council chairman, in the inquiry, you go with them. Because they are known, these people now. You find the council secretary, you tell me this area, no one is getting then they'll come out to say, no, Tinatenga, because they don't want to be known by other people. So find that this thing, it is happening, people are benefiting in a grouping. And also, that there are certain challenges which you have seen, which have been complaint from the young people. Bazawapasa grant, wakawapasa ndrama, 4 or 5 people, they're interested into agriculture to put things, but others, they just want to drink beer. They're in the same cooperative, wakawapasa ndrama, waigawana ndrama. So now we need to change the narrative now, that can we have a committed members within our community who would want to change their area. Those who are in farming, let's identify them. And this can be only done, first of all, with the councillor, the WDC, the area chief. They are able to know who are people very hardworking in our area. That's how we can reduce even poverty, even hunger within our areas. These can be empowered. True, in terms of skills and training, I'll tell you that in a rural part is doing fine. Most of these young people, they have gone to school. And we want to thank the area member of parliament. All of them, I think they're doing that within the constituency, to take their people to go and learn how to be carpentry, bricklayers and everything. What we're remaining now, that when there's construction within that ward and polling station, those people should come together and make one campaign so they can participate. So that a contractor should not move with people from where he's going, but the people should be found there, because already the government has done his job by training those people. And these things are happening within our community there at the rural part. Now the challenge in the urban area, which I've seen after conducting meetings in Lusaka, because in Lusaka we may say that at least every corner may have a health post, a clinic, or we may have a police post, we may have a clinic or mini clinic, we have the schools. I think they cry now, they're appealing, when they were appealing to me, these are women, they used to say, yes, we need CDF. CDF is there, Gilbert Liswaniso. But I think maybe in Osaka, can you change a bit? Because most of us, tuli mu makwevo. Ndrama zili mu makwevo, zatutigulisa every day. So maybe my grant na maloni ni angono, according to Ndamuni. Why can't you have a way to change it? Maybe a little bit of the CDF should be given to us who are marketeers, for us who are doing barbing, who are doing salon within our constituencies. We can every year making those cooperative as a team, but you can increase it, because certain things you can have it. So we looked in those areas. Now when we're having meetings, tikambi sana wakamba kambesi ngatipase kovaso titevaso. Number one, we said, okay, we have a challenge ama drainages in Lusaka. Tuna challenges ama street lights. Tumarodi towards sometimes tuli mushi gathering. So maybe we can point out these issues because my clinics till now we are able to work. They're pointing out those issues.
We are going to try and squeeze in.
Just a bit.
Yeah, we need to move.
Yes, just
quickly,
a bit from there.
Yeah.
Yes, just a bit from there because very important to do with the CDF for people to appreciate because this now is a feedback. Now I'm giving back to you, IP, and those who are in government to say this is the talk now on the ground from the marketeers. Those are owning barber shops, salons, welding, carpenters to say, yes, CDF with 30 million, like in Matelo constituency in Kanyama. Yeah. So let's look at the bigger picture. What do we have in Kanyama? In terms of school, how many schools do we have? Do we have the schools? Okay, we have. Let's talk about what we have. What is lacking? And then the bit of the money that's saying, why can't we put now in the business of our mothers and our youth now in terms of loan and grant so that maybe they can feel part and but say the CDF for youth Swati is working here in the urban area because most of our families are into businesses now. So how do we deal with it? But also we should look about other issues now affecting in terms of road network within our compounds. Sometimes how do we grab all those things? Then we come together. So in feedback, I mean, pass to tell you that we are on the ground, how people now are responding about it. But in the rural part, the only challenge we have is what I've told you, where to put this infrastructure. People are fighting each other. I'm concluding in this question to say, IP, I would want you to bring a councillor here who served from 2011 to 2021. Also, area member of parliament who served from 2011 to 2021. The 1.6 million, was it working? Was it coming every year? How was it being used also? Let's explain and compare now the importance of the CDF going back to the community that we can uplift our community now. Right. Let's look on those areas. I'm just saying the IP, help as your media here. Can you help now to bring people who served as a councillor and let's compare our current councillor, what they have done within their constituents, our area member of parliament about this money, the 30.6 million, which has been talked every day.
And where we're coming from as well.
Yes, and where we're coming from. So that we can compare now. So that if there is something which we have done wrong about CDF, we can now see to it that we are doing, we will improve about it. And you can see that the people now are able to appreciate. Let's look into these things because it's very important for me so that we work as a team, as a party UPND, as people doing checks and balances to UPND, we are responding. That's what I'm saying. To the people there, can we ask our councillors, not even, let's start maybe 206 to 2021. Let's call our area member of parliament to come and explain what did you do in your area. Let's forget about the capital projects with government fund, but talk about the CDF itself. Is there any impact in your area? We can pick let's pick the rural part itself about CDF. Then you see a council tell you in 5 years, maybe the money only came once, the CDF. So this government is collectively, nicely, bring development closer to the people. The people should participate in 2 meetings. So that wherever meeting is called, it is your responsibility. Your zone leaders, the WDC, a councillor, collectively all of us. For instance, where we are here, this mass media, who is our zone leader here? We should know that person. Yes, but there should be a leader because we need to sit right at the end of the day. Are we involved?
I'm trying to make sense.
Are we involved? Yeah. Apart from just maybe commenting, but are we involved in terms of this money with this area where we are?
Beautiful. I'm trying to make sense from what you've said, Chairman, because when I listen to you, it's clear that you are giving me an indication or an impression that CDF has performed wonders in the rural parts of this country. And of course, we've got some reservations when it comes to the urban area. Now, the question I have to you is that how possible that CDF can only be performing or be seen to be adding dividends to the people in the rural setup? And if you look at the constituencies in these rural areas, they are quite vast. You can't compare, for example, maybe Sesheke, we have been, you can't compare it with Lusaka Central. So why should the 30 million kwacha perform wonders in Sesheke, which is maybe you can combine Kawata, you go to Lusaka Central, Kanyama, that's it. If it is beyond that. So CDF should only work in those deep areas and fail to, or not fail, but seemingly see nothing in the urban areas. How possible is that?
And I've told you that I've said, the people now, we are looking about what the government has done, the past government, all of us, in terms of infrastructure in our areas, in our constituencies. Because they are nearby, maybe if it is walking, it's about maybe only 2 kilometers. You get the point, 3 kilometers. So let's look at the bigger picture now to say that, for instance, let me give an example, even just Munali. How many clinics do we have in Munali? Are these accessible at the end of the day for people to benefit about the CDF? Are they participating in terms of development when they sit down? Because that is what is lacking also. People will be good to go to a political gathering than to go to a developmental gathering. I just want to be honest with you. When the political
and that's a trend you see in the urban areas. The
urban areas. But in the rural part, people go both sides. Where there is developmental issue, they will go to participate. When there is political, they will go and ask also. So they are moving together. Because development in the rural area from 1964 has been like dragging. It has not been there. I remember there was a school where we went in Lyon. From 1964, maybe from the time, there's been no infrastructure. You get the point. For the first time now, there's a house of a teacher. Okay? There's now there a school, 1 block or 3 block there. Now they're putting another 2 next year. So such people are taking serious for their children. Because for them, they've been going distances. So it's serious in the rural part. For you and me in Lusaka, it is nothing. But somebody at the rural part, for them it is important because they value. That's what I'm saying. There's a fight today. If you ask members of parliament nicely, one by one, they'll fight. There's a fight now whereby every village they would want a school. Because these things were not there. Meaning they're fighting for development. But also we need to manage it. That we are here as one people. Bit by bit we'll develop our areas because these things were not there. Now in Lusaka, I'm saying in Lusaka, Lusaka is an urban, Lusaka is about political, Copper Belt, Lusaka urban area. Not even Lusaka, but let's talk about the 4 provincial headquarters. There will be always noise. Okay, for them, they appreciate when they get access, maybe in Rama, those things. You get the point. If you ask today, are they getting grants in Lusaka? The answer is no. Let's go to Mattel. We call for a meeting. Those who got grants today, we call for a meeting, will never come to a meeting. You get the point, eh? Those who get loans will never come to it. Today we go to Kanyama. I'm just being genuine.
Why is it so?
It's a mentality because
so
they don't want to
work on that.
Listen, they don't want
indiscipline that or mindset change.
I think we are talking about. That's what I'm saying. We talk about these issues now. That's what I've said. People are able to go to a gathering of a particular environmental issues because when we go to politics ourselves, these are the issues we bring out as UPND to the people. That's what I was saying. You ask people, are there any grantee? First you keep quiet. They don't want to be known. They don't want to be known. You are hiding, but they don't want this one and got the money. But people should know that you can help the other person tomorrow also to get, because not everybody knows how to apply this about CDF, how to do it. So you depend for those who knows it. So it's a challenge. But I've said, in Lusaka, based on the meetings I've had for the past a month when I go to this compound, it's a feedback I'm giving back to you. I say, we have these other things. Maybe street light, maybe to Magravi Kupanga Moshe, maybe drainage is a problem. Also the issue of garbage collection. But again, we are looking at that because most of our people, they are busy in Makwewo. Why can't we put that money into loan and grant? So that the people can feel part and parcel. In the grant and loan society, for sure CDF is working.
Two questions here. The first question would be, if I was to ask you a question to point at any big project in the urban area which has come or which has been done as a result of CDF, which project would you point at?
No, in urban area there's too much of schools and also my clinics. I think those one I'm seeing it in Lusaka.
Which constituency would you point at?
I've seen it first in Kanyama. You get the point.
What project is there in Kanyama?
That one, the school, I think you saw the MP was trying to bring out all those things.
What's the name of that new school you're talking about?
No, I don't, but I've been watching. I watch members of parliament when they're doing these schools, because most of them haven't been handed over first, number one. But you can see the completion of the school. There's a school there. Like Kanyama, when you look about Kanyama, I don't think they've got even a secondary school. If I'm not mistaken, most of the Kanyama, they were going where? In Kamwala and Livala. I'm lucky to, because being one of the CDF.
Kanyama, they have a secondary school.
First, which one? Because I may be lost a bit.
There must be Twatasha, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, it was upgraded now, yes. Yeah. I'm saying, I'm coming from the WDC, later those days when I went to the WDC, because these are the things we were fighting for, that every constituency should have a secondary school, but sometimes there was places where to put that secondary school, there was no place. But again, you can upgrade from the same school. So I'm seeing those things. I have seen also in Kawata, I've seen also, and it's every course, in Matera, I've seen every police post are putting all those things. We are seeing this.
It's a struggle, right? For you just to identify
I'm saying so.
A huge project done under CDF.
Yes.
Urban area. No. You have to memorize.
No, listen. In Matero, the Matero constituency bought equipment that is about CDF. In Mandev, they brought equipment. The Maboda, I think also the grade and everything. That's part of the CDF. And also in Mandeva, I can say that there was a street light which we are putting across. So most of these constituencies, they're buying equipment. And you know that because of when there is a rain season, so most of the people went on those things. So I'm able to know what they have done. Okay?
The abuse of CDF, we have seen your government has been, exposed that part of this money is highly being abused. And I'm going to cite one example, a constituency in the rural part of Zambia, that's Kalabo. You remember Kalabo is actually on paper that part of the CDF money is being abused by some people in your area. And yet you are a government that brags about being transparent, fighting corruption, taking thieves to court, for example. Director, let's have that newspaper on the screen as we are talking about Kalabo. CDF saga. The Minister of Finance has called for serious audit into the CDF issue, meaning that there's a lot of abuse going on. Thieves are still there in your government.
And let me tell you one thing. At that level, from the president, the ministers, all of them, there's a lot of commitment. But money should trickle down now to the people. Who is the implementers is our colleague, the technocrats, at the end of the day. So we cannot say that it is 100% somebody will follow what it is. So if the minister has complained and identified the problem, yes, let's audit it. Okay? It's for the benefit of everybody. But you should know that there are certain individuals within the system. Individuals, I'm not saying everybody, there are certain few individuals who would want to derail the progress. The president has done, every constituency has money. But who is in charge of that money now? Are you using that money for the people in that area? Let me tell you one thing, IP. I think we took responsibility as a national youth chairman. I had to appeal to the minister, the acting council secretary.
That's the paper there.
Yes, the council secretary. Talk to the DC. You talk about the grant. We talk about those issues to say, let's go at every polling station to see what you have done and the manners have been worked for. So it's something which the minister has mentioned about it, the IP. It is responsibility now of all of us as a nation, because they have raised concerns. So you cannot leave it to the minister, we keep quiet. No, who will give you that information to you? The responsibility of us now is to question those who have been given responsibility by ensuring that the people at the grassroots level, they are happy with the CDF. CDF is going to them. So it's a challenge which we have. And I've mentioned, it's not, I've seen most of the time we only talk about the police. We need to deal at this level. That when government releases money, this one at this level, they need to deliver. The people now, they are able to be happy to see this government is working. So we now as a party, we're coming in now to monitor. Okay, not with malice, not with vulgar language, but to monitor, are these people doing the right way? So that we can report now also to our colleagues who are the ministers, together with our president to tell.
But there's no law which allows you to monitor CDF.
Let me tell you, it's not about the I'm a citizen.
Because if you're going to go into an office of, for example,
a head
teacher,
that
is more like interference.
And I'll tell you this.
Minister of Education and the PSS directors were supposed
to I'll tell you that
technocrats are there. Why should
the technocrats
take you
the same technocrats
as a political
are they not the same
leader?
Technocrats? Are they not the technocrats which are complaining there?
So why not fire them? Why should it take you as a political leader to begin about?
It is not outside. Let me tell you, it's not about even going to their office.
Yeah.
If today you are building a school in my area, I'm part of the CDF. I have a right to question if the job is not being done in the right way. Okay? It's not only as UPND, but every citizen has a right to question that this what you are doing is the wrong thing. That's being responsible as a citizen. But because these people are implementing the policy and the vision of the party UPND, when things goes wrong with their IP, it will point to UPND, you are allowing corruption. You won't say that technocrat, you say UPND are corrupt. That is the language you are using. So should we sit down us as UPND, somebody is messing up with the resources of the people at that land, then we watch because there's no law. The law is there, which tells you and me to monitor our property.
And yes, UPND is both in government and outside government. So why not leave the money to the people who have been given the duty or the mandate
our responsibility
to inspect CDF?
No, we are not going to go that way. The ministers, the
Those
council
are
chairman, the district commissioner, the PS, the technocrats, they will do their job. But even us as citizens and also as a political party, we have a right to see that the mandate the people of Zambia gave to us, those who are spearheading these programs, they need to do it right. So the people at the grassroots level, they are able to appreciate President Hakainde Hichilema and the party.
Why don't you trust your own system really? The president has appointed the people from the UPND to go and serve in different ministries. And at the same time, again, he has gone to appoint, for example, there's a presidential delivery unity, he's got another team. I think there could be about 2 bodies that are monitoring the development going on. Why can't you allow other agencies
let me change it by this
to ensure that they inspect the deliverance of development?
For us as a party, I've already told you, all these people have been appointed, the government workers, all of them. The ministers, PSS, all that spearheading the policy of the government. But when they go wrong, even your IP, you say UPND. And President Hakainde Hichilema. So we supporters, or we the party structure, let me just say, we the party structure of the party, which President Hakainde used a vehicle to enter into State House. And because 2026, we need to tell the people what we have done. We want to go in the name of a civil servant, which you are talking about, or we will go in the name of UPND. So we, because we want things to be implemented fairly on the ground, we will help our colleagues who have been appointed. One, by monitoring what is on the ground. So when things goes wrong, we tell them, apajas pali bueno. Kama niko na bantu bana. That's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But also, I have a mandate to go and see on the site. Is the work being done? Montini contractor nampas and drama sabwela. Should we sit down because we are technocrats? No. We have a right as a party to question. We question the CDF committee, we question the councillor, we question the MP, we question the council secretary, we question the GC, we question the provincial minister. All those who are involved, we question them. Because at the end of the day, it is us leaders in the UPND who goes to campaign and ask for the vote, to vote that the same government back again.
Let's talk about the high cost of living. Quickly,
let me, the other one, which I forgot to do with the grant, we're talking about the teacher. You are aware that this government every time is giving grants to all the things. And I'm appealing to teach to the parents or wherever they are. Let's get involved to know the monies which comes. Because it's being abused also. Okay? Few that are being abused. So we need to come to know teachers should work with the parents. Mutenge abili inachoka. 1 year pitamu. But unandrama za grant. because people don't understand. And so news around, and I'm telling the people of Zambia, we parents, let's know our schools the way they are operating. Let's get involved. Sin drama zama teachers are in drama zatu tons as a community that area. Mawendo pen ya vile haunangeka. Yes, but every time kubwela ndalama. So I'm talking to the teachers there. So should we sit down because mutio sapari bela mo. Then my teachers watitukana, my parents watitukana wa UPND, and then you think, you know. So I'm telling you now, our colleagues, all teachers across the country, headmasters across the country, work together with the community. And I'm saying now, I'm a parent, can we be in charge, see what is happening at every school?
Are you trying to accuse the teachers? Or
I'm not. It's these things are happening. I've said when you're on the ground, you are able to know. As we ask.
So what you have discovered so far?
We have discussed, yes.
School grants are being abused.
Yes, it's being abused in some areas. So I'm just highlighting people to know that you have a right. When the school IP, the whole year, but first term could grant, second term, in the same grant that money can be used. So this is just to be alerting the parents. We parents, we should get involved in this matter because this government is giving grants to all the schools wherever we have in this country, which it was not being done under the last regime. 300, 400 kwacha. Parents were the one paying, but this government is paying for that. So this is information which IP sometimes you didn't even know, even other people didn't know. But because now we are on the ground and bring up these issues, cooperating with the Ministry of Education, how are these things run? And they're telling us what is being done. And for our duty now, when I go from Kopan or Kumsonkan, then I'm telling the parents at the school. So you teacher of Sanizonde, because now I'm telling them the truth there. The issue is let's work together. So that, yeah.
Let's talk about the cost of living. This was one of the strong campaign messages that you ran with for a period of over 20 years. That once we come in as UPND, poverty levels will be eradicated, there will be more jobs, and talking about, you know, affordability of 3 meals per day was going to be a dream come true. 3 years or 2 years down the line, the UPND is struggling to ameliorate the challenges Zambians are facing around the high cost of living. What has gone wrong? Where have you missed the button?
IP, first of all, we want to acknowledge that there is a crisis in our country. And we have heard Printer Kainde Chilema acknowledging that IP. And we have seen Printer Kainde Chilema going even, I'll also give you an example to do with the Lusaka, where you toured all the constituencies, where people are responding, others shouting, Pamela, getting the few information. That's how a serious leader is, not fearing the people, but to face them and hear them. We have a challenge, yes, but is this government committed to ensure that we are able, that people can have 3 meals per day? And that's what we promised the people of Zambia. So this government is working on to it. We're in a crisis, which will go in the year. Let's talk about first what we did last year. President Hakainde Hichilema called most Zambian youth everywhere that let's go back and till the land. And the people of Zambia genuinely responded very well to the call. Where we appreciate President Hakainde Hichilema to emphasize that so that we can have food in our homes. And people responded. The government spent money to do with seed, fertilizer. People did their job. Fortunately, unfortunately, chilala tatingene na drought tilinanga angena yatela satons. Okay, which has costed all of us. With this government has a challenge now that its own citizens, they should not sleep with hunger. How do we come in to help our people that they can have that meal which we are talking about? So it's a challenge this year. All we are asking the people of Zambia, and I'll be very honest, that support your President Hakainde Hichilema as he undertaking this journey to ensure that we have food in our homes and affordable food, and the government is doing so. And also there's mitigation, which President Kaine is putting in place. First of all, we have to declare a disaster, all of us, to ensure that we access more donation from other countries that will help us to cushion the challenge which we have because of the drought. And this drought has hammered us. It has affected the load shedding now. Muntu wa barber shop, wa saloon, wa butchery, metal carpenter. It has hammered us. So even other, I may say other shops, others are closing. We are aware about this crisis which we are having.
But it's not only this year, Mr. Chairman. It's not only this year that we have seen the UPND or your government really struggling to put the pieces together in terms of the agriculture sector. If you remember the first farming season, we had your government really failing
for me,
or delaying to deliver fertilizer or farming inputs to the people of Zambia. How do you want to jump the gun and begin to blame the climate change, which has come in this year? What happened the first farming season, second farming season?
And I will tell you this.
Yes.
First of all, IP, you know that the government was owing my farmers. Let's be genuine, all of us. You know that. And the government tried by what means that all farmers were paid their money. Apart from that, this government has to increase.
When were the farmers paid their money?
No.
In which farming season?
No. That was last year. I'm just giving these things. We have asked me a question 2 years back, and I'm answering you. And how government prepared itself. Okay?
Yeah.
How government prepared itself up to where we are today. That's why I was giving these examples to you to understand that this government was committed to ensure that everything been done. But we have been hidden by. Okay, let's say if today we had a good papa harvest. I don't think we can discuss this matter today. Would be discuss other issues also maybe. But we have been hit with this crisis. So you do it. But is this government committed now to ensure that the people, they can afford something on the table? Is committed. That's number one. That's why.
What is the commitment? What are the practical commitments?
So let me tell you, almost 7 provinces or 6.6 million been affected, it can be so.
Yeah.
Okay, in different way. But in this 6 million, others are able to afford. But through social cash transfer, you have seen that this government has increased for people, those who are disabled, Ivirema, Amene Banyonsha, Amamimba, Chembele, you get the point, to increase it on that line so that they can afford to buy a bag of meal. You have seen the social welfare, community development are moving, going to these constituencies, tried people. Now, there has also now the youth who are not part of what I've mentioned here, even them by Nanjara. Okay? What is this government is doing? Food for work. As I speak to you, the young people starting this journey now, they are writing this within our communities, doing work now. Maybe come area Kwano, road Siri Mushi. They will write you to come. So at the end of the day, you are able to buy a bag of, you'll be paid your money, you go and buy a bag of meal. As I speak to you, I've seen provincial ministers flagging off the relief food, which is coming. First of all, relief food, which is given to our people. Every word there will be relief food, not for free, because you are going to be paid what you are working for. Because you are being paid through social cash transfer, you are going to pay. There are two things. So that's June. Will be buying, because the government has realized that if we give free maize, we have leaders like church leaders, we have chiefs, we have donors, we have Liswaniso, leaders in the communities. But that pay means kapena 500. Chairman is also zakamba hapa nzatenga po 50 because ni leader. Now zakamba waso zatenga. Now zakamba, so at the end of the day, that maize will want to go to the masses. But the mode which are put in place, people work for it, and then that means will be there, you go and buy because you're going to have money in your pocket. No one should go and claim, say, because me, I'm a leader, let me get this. These are measures which government has put in place. These things are happening, my colleague. That's why I keep on saying that we, the citizen, the councillor, the WDC, the MP, we need to speak loudly and informing the community. And the commission should come to those meetings and people when they are writing all these names to put these people in place so that they are able to put. And two, there are those who can afford. Like for instance, if me I can afford to to buy a bag of mealie meal, it won't be very good for me also. I go and get a bag of mealie meal or a meal. It's not fair on that one because I'm able to afford. So let's look about a family which is not able to buy. Now, so what we have done, so through this...
I want to throw in a few questions here and there. Why can't you face it and admit to the people of Zambia that you've messed up yourselves in terms of the agriculture sector? If you begin to bring in the issue of hunger, bring in the issue of shortage of mealie meal, maize, your government went on rampage, exporting or selling maize in this country.
For your Minister of Agriculture is on record. Shortage, and there I'll dispute you. There is no shortage of mealie meal in this country.
So there is no shortage of mealie meal. Mealie meal is there. So let's do this. Mealie meal is there. Let's move on the same page. I want to agree with you. I want to move with you. Are you agreeing with me on that? Yes, yes.
There's no shortage of mealie meal.
There's no shortage of mealie meal.
Thank you.
Mealie meal is there. So the mealie meal which is available right now has become expensive. A few citizens are able to fetch a 50 bag of mealie meal. That's what the issue is. So whether it's there or not, but the truth of the matter that Zambians or the poorest Zambians are unable to access a bag of mealie meal. And that's the shortage.
And it's going back, I've told you. We have a crisis.
But you saw, your government saw the
I already answered on that one, so first of all.
What have you answered?
Farmer, so it's a friend of Fitika and Drama Muntumba. Government in Gaina drama that. As a Kuyanka, you get a boost.
What are you trying to tell me? You saw the maize in reserve to pay the farmers?
First of all.
That's what you're trying to tell me. So you are trying to tell me that the reason why your government sold the maize was to pay the farmers?
Let me tell you.
What are you trying to say here? Just clarify.
Just hang on, my friend. Uzapita munao tiza kupasa answer menufuna. Na vile vazambela. Mwene ili IP. Kulivyo pita na swala. We have a crisis. Who's my farmers today if you speak to them. Wanapaswa wandrama zao.
So the question is, inagulisa milisi to pay the farmers.
First of all,
that's what you are telling me.
But suzi babaso.
No, you tell me you are here.
Akadikufunza vese. Okay, tifunza na kufunza. IP. Even if you bring farmers here, have you ever heard any farmer complaining about this government? The way it used to be complaining?
That has been disputed, by the way.
I'm asking,
you want to write on that.
Yes, I'm saying, no.
Yeah.
You and I think I'm stilima.
I've never heard any farmer complain.
So that's right? From there. No,
so this excuse has been challenged. The Minister of Agriculture was even challenged by the former Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Gatambo, in Parliament. He said, Minister, tell the people the truth.
Let me tell you.
No farmer was owed by the time they pay for leaving office.
No.
That's number one.
We are not going to do.
At the same time, again, you are alleging that it's a question. You are claiming that your government sold maize to pay the farmers. Now my question is, when it comes to leadership, how can a leader or leaders create a problem?
And I'll tell you,
another problem?
There is no creation of a problem here, my colleague. There is no creation of a problem here. First of all, you wanted to mislead me that there's a shortage of mealie meal. There's no shortage of mealie meal.
And willingly, I'm trying to run your script and you answer that there's no shortage of mealie meal. Let us agree. There's no harm in that regard. But if people are able, people are failing to buy a bag of mealie meal. That is a shortage.
No, I pay. Sikuti ukakambati unga kuliko. Tetikambati unga uliko. Wantu swakwanisa. Kwa dunga uchipa.
So why swakwanisa?
So niza kuyanga. Atiza kuyanga manja hapo. Wewe swakwanisa. Na vina ngubakwanisa. Na unga uchipa ukwanisa.
Yankani tibe.
You get the point, eh? Has this government put measures to unga uchipe? Or unga wakwanise kwa wantu? We have seen through first what we have done for people to afford. Okay, we have engaged other millers. Let's come together, we work. But I want to tell you this, and you have seen even continuously smuggling our maize, our mealie meal to other countries. You have seen that. Okay, and you have seen this government trying to put measure to say, let's not sell this mealie meal outside. Let's keep this mealie meal within our country for people to afford to have it. So measures have been put in place, and I've told you last year you saw how President Hakainde Hichilema appealed to each and everybody. And there was a good response, preparing for the good harvest today. But it has failed us. It's not the willing of this government. Okay? Because every year you prepare for the next year. Every year you prepare for the next year. So we did that collectively, all of us, so that we can have a bumper harvest. But it has failed us at the end of the day. Is it the need of Hakainde Hichilema or the minister himself? The answer is no. But now, because drought has come, a crisis has come, are we putting measures? So the Dennis we have seen, the winter maize, all these things, is to caution this problem which we have today.
Drought has always been there, Chairman.
Drought has been
long in this country.
No. Drought has been there, but the way
drought has been there, climate change has been there.
Let me tell you, what has hammered us today. We had this drought in 1993, the other one. You get the point, what Nigeria maize. You get the point, eh? Which I remember very well. My drought in Zobwela, Inangwa, we are able to question it. You get the point.
Where the drought 1986?
Exactly.
1986?
1986.
You can begin to, yes, you can begin to count it.
1986, Nali Mufana. I was just being fed.
It doesn't mean that.
But I'm just telling you.
Records are there.
But
records are there. How would you know that?
Yes, 93 at least I'm able to know because Nadia Koyero is nice because I know I was in the rural part.
Yeah, but if you can Google right now, you find all these facts.
Exactly. But the issue is, as this government put in place, and we have heard even President emphasizing this drought now, we need to handle it squarely. That even next time when there will be drought, we're not supposed to discuss about it. What measures are we putting in place?
It is him, President Hakainde Hichilema, who didn't believe in the drought issue. He kept on giving examples.
Listen.
Talk to climate change.
The climate change is
predecessors
there.
Were in power.
The climate change is there. When you are dealing with this, let me tell you, the promises we made to the people of Zambia, there are many. Certain promises we made is a long term. And the long term,
what is the long term?
You cannot fix. IP.
Climate change has got nothing to do with
IP.
The shortage of food in the country.
It has been very clear how you put measures. Mnati pasa chalo for 2 years. Mnati pasa pano for 2 years. Okay? Mnati pasa for 2 years now. That's why I find that Hakainde Hichilema is dealing the issue of agriculture squarely. That we reach out to each and everybody. Number one is encouraging you and me first of all to till the land. It will no mean you come at a cheaper if you are not in.
But first of all, do you agree that your government and President Hakainde Hichilema, you condemned the previous leaders
we condemn
over the climate change issue?
Yes.
Why should climate change
not even the climate change. It's the way things were being done. I've thought even today, are you not hearing people condemning us? Even the right thing, the wrong thing. I'm not hearing the opposition condemning us. But the responsibility of the government is to put a long-term measures now. Okay? We cannot only do it because the IP bakamba pamene pano. The issue is what long thing. That's why we find that the president himself, he has to appeal to farmers across the country. You have seen him launching all this going to farmers that let's deal with the winter maize. These are the measures I'm putting in place, not only today, but also for tomorrow. The responsibility of the government now is to have the environment of doing agriculture nice so that we can able access inputs and everything and support irrigation, all of us. That's why there's, if you go to the rural part, they're saying in the CDF now, instead of passing Maroni in the Rama, to passing the water pump now, through CDF, so all of us, these are the things which people at the grassroots level now are crying for. So government now, you have seen it in terms of this equipment, but you talk about taxes. Let's bring all these things. Is to solve the problem for the next. It's not about you and I, no. We need to do things squarely, bit by bit. We improve it for the sake of Mother Zambia and for tomorrow generation. I think that is my understanding. But most Ethiopia because of IP, but if Musamaninga magwe Ethiopia because of opposition wakamba maningi. No, for me I believe step by step. That's why you progress.
When you go on the ground, Chairman, today, you've been visiting so many areas, both the urban and the rural places. Is the populace or the population of Zambia happy with you and your performance as regards to the economy, What impression are you being given? Are they happy with you?
And I don't even want to struggle on that one.
Yeah.
First, number one, when people are complaining and when people are talking, doesn't mean that they hate your IP. They want you to do more. They want more from you. They want you to attend to their problems.
I want you to simplify
I'm coming
my
there.
answer.
I'm
Are
answering.
the people in love with your performance, economic-wise?
I'm coming there. If you have heard the message of the people at the grassroots level, the one topic we're discussing all over, the high cost of living, that's the topic we're discussing about, which I've said, dealing with the economy is not an event, it's a process. Now I'm answering you to say that if you have heard wherever you go in the meeting, they'll just tell you, what is one is? So it's not a paper wonga. You get the point, eh? If wachita, they haven't told us to say this one is so because manja hapa makanga, they're just saying if machita tia mikira kwa masenzo pachani pawonga. It's a good enough answer to us.
Right.
Two, IP, people are talking today every section. You think those who are talking, they are putting us in trouble. No, we are happy that citizens are putting UPND on check. We shouldn't sleep. They are talking, they are checking, they are doing checks and balances for their government. They don't want Akainde Chilema to sleep. They don't want to see Akainde. They want to use Akainde, his term, to develop this country. And we have said, even in this forum, I've said, let the opposition speak, let the citizens speak their mind. Concerning the development of this country, bring out issues. You will never hear somebody talk about the free education. They'll tell you, Vijamachita wants all this militarism and pass wants with freedom, but now Senzani Pachani, Pankani Aong. That's a good feedback you are giving to us. So it's not mean when they complain. Our responsibility as party leaders, as UPND, those in government, is to communicate the way we are communicating here, to share with them what we have done, and also to listen what they want to expect to their government, according to the promises we made. And we are able to give those answers to them without fear, without favor, because it is them who give us this mandate. But what we are saying, we are not going to fear because there is an election in 2026, and then you want to please people because there's no. Let's deal with these matters collectively. And I keep on telling you, IP. President Hakainde Hichilema is building a foundation for UPND for us to run this country for more than 23 years. So he is about
very consistent with that.
I'm consistent.
Where are you getting the confidence?
I'm getting the confidence from the people because what Hakainde Hichilema is doing. Okay, we are able to see what he's doing. It is bit by bit. So on this one, I'm telling you. So the 10 years of Hakainde Hichilema is to build the foundation of the UPN to be in power for so many years. And on that one, we are very clear. So the success of Hakainde Hichilema, it will make UPN to stay in power for so many years, more than 20 years.
What will you do if UPND is voted out of power before the 23 years?
But the issue is I'm not seeing it in that way, because
that's where we are engaging.
That's where we are engaging.
You've been very consistent on that.
Yeah, that's why we are engaging the people. We haven't taken people.
What will you do if UPND is to be voted out of power in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, or in the next 5 years?
That's why I'm saying, we haven't taken people of Zambia for granted. That's why every day we are kneeling down on them and asking them, even using your platform to say, give chance Hakainde Hichilema. That's what I'm appealing to the people of Zambia. Despite what we are going through, I'm still appealing to them that give this man a bit of chance. Has he driving this economy of this country?
I allowed you to explain, but my question was very simple. I would want to get an answer, yes or no.
I've answered you.
When you go on the ground today as the National Youth Chairman.
But I've answered you. We want you to say.
I've allowed you to explain. So I want the answer, yes or no. Are the people of Zambia happy with your economic performance so far?
For me,
yes or no?
No. I'm not going to say yes or no, because me, when I'm engaging people, I'm engaging people in different, because there's discussion at the end of the day.
Right.
And they'll give me answers which makes UPN to stay in power, and also certain mistakes we may make. So I judge from the discussion. I won't go into ask to say yes or no. That will be wrong for me because I'm looking at the performance, what other things we have done.
So you're not sure
So
whether
the people,
you are loved
no,
or not?
No.
You are somewhere?
No. First of all, we are not even intact as a party UPND. We are growing. And I've told you that when people are complaining, that mean that they hate you, IP. If today I say, IP, what I do? No. I want you to do better. Because that's why I'm speaking out. If I don't want you, I'll keep quiet.
Right.
You get the point? I'll just keep quiet. And keeping quiet, I may think, and you're going to shock me. But what I'm happy about, and what UPND is happy about, what our kind is happy about, people are expressing what they are feeling than the way it used to be. They are speaking their mind. So they have put UPND on a run. The Zambian people, they have put in the government of UPND, they have put in President Hakainde on the run. That you need to do this, you need to do this. At the end of the day, the party UPND is not sleeping. It's about looking on the pride of the people of Zambia. So the people of Zambia, they will continue talking, and we have said that's what they voted for. It's a constitutional right which they've given the people of Zambia that they should check their leaders. And that's
You
claim
that President Hakainde and the UPND are putting strong foundation for this country that will enable you to govern this nation for the next 23 years. You've also talked about, in your points, in your submission, you did mention that there is there's order in this country. But to the contrary, when it comes to order in this country, we have seen, a lot of confusion. We've seen a lot of disorder. And this disorder is being perpetuated by your members. We are going to talk about that later on. But also even the party in power, let's talk about the police officers. We have seen a lot of misconduct, a lot of lawlessness going on in your government. And yet you say, President Hakainde keeps on saying that we've managed to restore the rule of law. Let's substantiate this by just watching this short clip where we saw a police officer storming the office of the bishop in Kawe. I just want to get your opinion and your comment around that. Let's have a video, Director. All right, so let's say, okay, so we're waiting for a clip of a bishop, a police officer in Kawe who stormed the office of the bishop. And we want to find out also what the relationship is between your government and the church today. So we're going to have a clip later on, I think, as the director is going to give us that. But I'm sure you might have. I'm curious for you to watch the video first.
Yeah,
you can comment on that. Yeah.
The relationship between UPND government and the church, for me, I would tell you 100% that this government of UPND is working closely with church leaders, okay, and to ensure that we foster development, we ensure that we maintain law and order in the country, to ensure that we unite in this country. We can't put church leaders away because these church leaders, they are the one looking about the vulnerable people. In fact, sometimes they reach more to the vulnerable people than even us politicians. So they are partners in terms of development. And when the church they are speaking, doesn't mean that they hate UPND. That is my view over this matter. And that's the view of the president. Yes, we may have few individuals, sometimes become overzealous. But at the end of the day, is to listen. What are they trying to communicate to us? Are they communicating a good message to the citizen? And the church always will stand with the weaker. That's the way it is. And most of the government won't be seen. The church won't see the government and say, their job is to protect the weaker one. That's why they're coming in and we work together. And also the church, it's their responsibility also to talk to the church members across the country wherever they are. The importance of participation in terms of the CDF, development, ensuring that there's peace in the country, there's unity in the country. And that's what we feel as a party UPND, together with the president, that the church leaders really are needed. The church leaders also, they pray for the government leaders also, including the president. We go there, all of us, to seek guidance. So the relationship is there. Now coming to the clip which they followed.
We are yet to call.
They followed former President Edgar Chagwalungu. I was not there, but I saw government apologizing that it was wrong for the police to follow where Mr. Edgar Chagwalungu went. But also the other side, we heard how the police, why they said this man is not only an ordinary citizen, he is a former president. We as a police, we need to know every step is taking place, and we need to give protection to ensure that, because anything happens to this man, it will be a problem to the nation and to the sitting president, because he's not only an ordinary citizen. This one is a former, and let's not compare him with the other opposition leaders. It's different. Yes, he has gone into politics, but as the law tells us, there's no immunity which has been removed to Edgar Chagwalungu, apart from him making pronouncement, a statement that now is back into politics. But by law, we have no choice as the police officers is to ensure that we protect him. So we need to know whatever moves he wants to make. So for me, I'll tell you that even the same police officers, as me, I'm just being genuine here. They may give that statement, which I agree with them. Okay? But going to see where the father and other people are having a meeting to go and storm it, I think that was not good. You would have waited, say, okay, we are here, we're listening to somebody else. No, there's a police there. During the meeting, we are here for protection, and bring an act. We need to know all those things. But
those are the police officers. No, quite, interesting script here.
No.
Because you the UPND, you've been bragging that. Look at the conduct of the police officers, and these are the same police officers who are serving under the Patriotic Front, and today you can see how professional they are conducting themselves. But 3 years now, or 2 years down the line, you are again condemning the same police officers whom you said yesterday that they were good police officers and bad police officers under ECM. Let's come to the apology, which was rendered by the government to the Catholic Church. If you read that statement, that apology only goes to the church, the Catholic bishop, and not to the former head of state.
No, listen, and I'll answer you. I'll answer you very well on that one, for you to understand. IP, you were telling me on this platform, you the UPND, you were saying the police is UPND, you your government UPND. And I was telling we party leaders in the structure, by constitution, we have the right to check who is a good police officer and who is a good teacher, who is a good health worker, who is a good council worker, who is a good, I'm saying those things for you to understand. So we cannot condemn the whole police, but you have few individuals also who pretend to be with you when they're not with you. We are coming in.
Are you telling me that
and I want to tell
that police officer who stormed the office of the bishop is not with you?
If the government apologizes to the Catholic, meaning what he did, it was the wrong thing. It ends there. You get the point?
Police officers works on instruction.
No, yes,
I've said they work on instruction.
Let me tell you, if the government apologizes, for me as a party leader in UPND collectively, that was bad. Okay? Because you want to put relevance where there is no relevance. Okay? He put his excuse because he used the law, which you and me, I will agree, but sometimes you use your senses.
There was no law which he used.
No. He has told you to say.
There's no law whatsoever which says.
No.
A private meeting.
Let's not go in that way. I'll stop you there.
Yeah. There's no law.
There's a former head of state. By law, this government of UPND, they should protect the former president. And the police should always know where Mr. Edgar Lungu is going. Anything happens today, IEP on this TV station, breakfast show, this show, you'll be hammering UPN left and right to engage them. I'm just being factual to you. So by law, we have no choice. because no one has removed the immunity of President Edgar Chagwarongo. He's not an ordinary citizen like any like myself.
What protection was your government
for
that police officer trying to offer in an enclosed?
But I've told you, that one I've answered already.
Yeah.
That's why the government now, together with the party, said that was wrong. So just simple thing, one individual to say, oh, he can finish his meeting. And then you call for my boss, my hero, next time, mwatuza. So
let's have a snapshot of the video, just briefly, just within a minute from there we'll fade it out since already commented on. Let's have a video, Darrett.
Whether whether you are a Catholic, you are not a Catholic, there's no trouble. Whether you are PF, you are, you need, UPND, it doesn't matter. This office is a free office for everybody, every citizen. But what you are saying, I mean, that's a different thing. Maybe you can say, okay, according to the government, we don't allow. Okay.
It's not the government.
But even these ones that have been in the government, they know.
It's not the government which has told me. Because me, I'm under Kasanda and I'm in charge of the security of Kasanda place. Yes. When there will be another thing, I will be answerable to that. Maybe if people start fighting outside there, I'll be answerable to that. So, being that to see that security is not prepared to have this as Kasanda police, I think we are not around. Yes.
But you want to fight?
No, it's not fighting. Me, I can't fight with anyone.
No, no fight. Who's brought fights here?
No, we are not saying that. I'm saying if people start doing that outside there.
Which people?
People have seen you, sir.
Why don't you go and talk to them to stop that fight? Because they're not allowed to fight. That's your job, to stop them from fighting, not to stop me from seeing my bishop. Your job is to stop lawbreakers or people who are planning to break the law. Not to stop me from enjoying my right to move around freely, or to meet my bishop, or just pay courtesy call on him. That's not your job. Your job is to protect me, protect him, so that we can meet freely, talk, and then I go my way.
Yes, sir. When you were coming from Lusaka, you didn't inform us to say that.
Do I have to inform you?
I will stop.
Do I have to inform you?
No.
Do I have to inform you?
Well, there's a video there of what transpired in Kawe about 2 weeks ago, and I have in the studio the National Youth Chairperson, Mr. Gilbert Liswaniso. Your government is really insisting to protect the former head of state and monitor all the movements. You are also re-echoing that he is still entitled to state protection. But you are aware that it's the same government of yours that has decided to withdraw part of the security system, personnel from ECL. So on the other hand, you are saying we need to protect him, again you withdraw the security from him.
Let me tell you first.
That's not hypocrisy.
And I'll answer you. The same president, the former president, Mr. Edgar Chagwarongo,
Yeah.
3 days ago he was crying. First of all, he was bragging when he said, I'm the snake. Shoto, well, former president. That was his language. 2 days later, because that's what he thinks in his mind, that what he was doing when he was the head of state, he thinks that his colleague, President Hakainde can do that to him. No, they are planning to arrest me at night. Okay, that was his language. They are planning to arrest me at night. They want to embarrass me. They want to embarrass the office of the former president. He was crying. Okay? And me, I looked into it to say, oh, what is this man talking about now? Okay? President Hakainde sending officers at night, what you did yourself to him. He can't do that. I can bet with anybody, he can't do that. Because as we understand it very well, okay? Meaning, you want to kill somebody at the end of the day. What was in your mind that day on the 18th April 2017? Because some of us were victims that day. We saw how police officers tortured us. So there can be one overzealous police officer, even when you send them in a good way, he can do something bad to the former head of state. And he thinks we can do that. So it is him. Let me tell you one thing. For me, I understand him. And I've told my leaders that by nature, we Edgar Chagwa Lungu violence. That's why even in Muhiti State, he was telling us, that was his language. And I was telling people, totally in Makenga Teapo, Ukawawina Cheva Edgar Lungu, I'm saying the truth here. He may forget, but I'm reminding him. With his colleague.
When did that happen? I mean, you seem to have information.
Let me tell you, Kabaso, his friend, the former late Kapokora, this person we knew all of us. That's why we came to know him. And I'm saying that has been the behavior. Violence like Kwandamaning. That's why he's talking about it. I'm provoking these people. It's too much now. But remember one thing we should understand. That INDH is focused with the other things. Okay?
Now answer my question.
So,
my question was,
I'm coming
you are claiming that your government
let me tell you,
is protecting the former head of state. How are you protecting the former head of state when it was your same government that decided to withdraw the security personnel which ICL had and all the privileges?
Let me tell you, he has the security there. I'm a Mohona Mdara. Don't be cheated. Asakuname.
Are you able to name the people that are providing security to the former head of state?
The issue is it and the security. And this government should just provide security. It ends there.
How?
You get the point?
Your government has even failed to come out. ICO has put everything plain. Say all the people that
but what work
with me, that protect me,
let me tell you,
I pay my personal money. And it is on record that your government decided to withdraw all the privileges that are supposed to be given the office of the former head of state.
Let me discuss from there.
Yeah.
We deal with him like any ordinary citizen. And that's what you want.
I'm asking
as a politician, you know, I'm just saying, because there are certain things which I'm refraining, even to talk, because I know he's a former head of state. But because he's declared to be a politician, yes, the government will deal with him. I think people have tried to say, can you come into your senses, do what is right? He doesn't want. That's why even me, I've advised my leaders. This man wants to provoke you. He wants to do this. I've advised leaders. And this just watch him and manage him. Because his job is to bring disorder in this country. And that disorder, I can tell you, it's about how you have seen the young people now. They're answering back. So that disorder is not needed in our country. It's not needed. No one has stopped President Edgar Chagwa Lungu to criticize the INDH in many things. You can do so. But don't do things with provocation. Because for me, my understanding and what he has told the nation is to provoke.
How was it provoked
but even you have seen
the country?
You have seen the way he talks. That is provocation, my friend.
How does he talk? How does he speak? I'm asking you a question. How does he speak?
So,
what has provoked you?
When he was in that church with the Christian Folongo, is that a good language to use? I'm just asking. Yes, you want to go back.
What did he say?
You want to come.
You really?
No. I'm able to say. For me, say.
What was the content of that message that really
angered you? If he says,
your government,
I have provoked them too much and I'll continue doing so. Okay?
So when
but what can he say? That that statement which is using. No. I don't even go into his statement. Those statements as we are putting on the paper.
It is you that has brought in. So
yes, I've just told you.
Yeah.
Okay? So you want UPND, when you provoke, then there is anarchy, then we disturb the nation. That's what he wants. So he can gain sympathy. He's provoking by his movement and statement so the police can come in and arrest him. He can gain sympathy. You get the point, eh? He's the former head of state. I've said he's not like any. The statement of Fred Membe and Kalawa and the statement of the former head of state, they're different. IP, doesn't play with fire. He has been the system. So he has to mind his language. The statement of Fred Membe and Mr. Kalawa, Sean Tembo, you can't compare to the former head of state.
It's like
I'm just no,
like
hang on.
Just want to regulate ECO's
let me tell you,
the other part of his life.
No one is.
On the other hand, again, you seem to be abusing him. And here's an example that I want to give to you.
I haven't finished my point.
Yeah.
I want you to understand as a young leader like
I
yourself.
hear your point. You have said don't compare ECO to other opposition leaders who have been in that system
Exactly.
before. Now, my question is, I will insist, if you've got too much respect for the former head of state as you claim in your statement, why did you allow your government to withdraw the security and the other privileges of the former head of state? If you claim to be more respectful to him.
I've already told you that dealing with former President Edgar Chagwa with somebody with that behavior, like a tankerous one, I call it myself, because I know him from there, who doesn't want peace wherever he is. Because this government now is about managing him.
Do you think you yourself you are being respectful to an older person by calling him a cantankerous person?
No, let me tell you. I've told you that he's the former head of state.
Yeah.
His language, his statement, it's different with me. I'm nothing as a Liswaniso.
So you got all the passports to call an older person as a cantankerous man.
For him,
he should.
No, that language used in the church. In the church, for me, I'm not going to agree with an elderly person that way. I'm saying no to it. For me,
what was wrong with the message delivered in church?
I've given you two things. That the statement from Dr. Fred Membe, Kalava, and that one is different. Get my point. I don't want to go into details. It's different for the security of this country. It's different, guys. Let's just be honest to one another. Much do you want?
It is yourselves who are not being honest, because I've asked you a simple question. But on the other hand, you are saying ECO should be treated, or it should be careful because it's a different.
But yes.
On the other hand, again, your government has gone further to withdraw its privileges.
Yes, if they have withdrawn, there's the reason why they have withdrawn.
What is the reason?
And you know that when you declare yourself to become a politician, yes, certain things will be restrained from you. But at the end of the day, they can withdraw because I've declared, okay? But by virtue, because of the former head of state, the security wing will not allow it to move anyhow. I don't want to go details, which he himself, he understands this language which I'm talking here.
Let's talk about Professor Mtarika from Malawi, who has also, rejoined the politics and is allowed to go up and about in Malawi. Malawi is a young democracy, far below than Zambia. Why should Zambia behave in a different manner?
And I'll answer IP when you say that Mr. Edgar Lungu is not moving. Mr. Edgar Lungu is moving anyhow.
Let's agree together.
Let's agree
that yes, he's moving. But when he moves, the police officers or your government feels agitated. They follow him and disrupt him.
The same police officers.
The police got upset and they issued a statement.
No, listen. Now,
did you read that statement from the police? So I read for you.
No, listen.
Yeah, when he moved in the CBD, the police officers got upset.
IP, be on the ground. Ngachitandale. Izakukanira. If you want to kanyambe ndale pano, uzakamba kuti no, not chitendale pa TV station pano. IP, do you know that who created Mr. Edgar Chalungu Mtandezi Wakapoko?
Which police officer? Which police officer?
One of the vehicles was Kawata police. Wakawata waja, kontoka yao. The one was clearing in town mujamusa mu. We know what was happening.
You are very sure?
So zero.
No, I'm not aware.
So I want to take you in town tomorrow. You and me will go in town to force. And then you come back and tell me the hotel.
But how come? If that is the case,
you get the point.
If you claim that
listen,
was cleared by the Kawata police officers to the CBD,
let me tell you
how come the Zambia police issued a statement against the former head of state
back what I was
on the very day when it toward the
That's
CBD?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm giving you this information for free. There's nothing malice. I'm giving this information for you. It's very important.
The police department
and I'll tell you this,
critical, right?
But I'm telling you this information to you as an individual to understand. Even tomorrow I can give with you. We go into town, they'll tell you, my vehicles ends kusogolo, kulesa abana waza kulangiza ati yes ija motoka yaso niwole mbewa. You get the point.
So I don't believe you because I was in town that day. I didn't see any vehicle in front or behind the.
Kaso was in town.
Yes, I was in town.
Was Captain Edgar Chagorungu?
I'm a journalist. I've moved with you before.
Yes, where you
I'm found everywhere.
So when you say,
so I didn't see any
so just from
police
where
vehicle.
IP.
Yes.
For me, no matter what you want to defend, you were there. Small man, since we were there.
Yeah.
So don't come and tell me to say that Mr. Edgar Chagorungu is not moving free. Mr. Edgar Chagorungu was here in Mtendere. You
are alleging or you are claiming
I'm not alleging, it's true. I'm telling you.
That ECL's intolerance was being policed by the police officers from Hawaii. And I've told you that that is not true.
And I've told you this. Morning they were chasing even people first of all. Okay? Edgar Chagorungu passes through. You get the point? In a game tonight ambapo. I don't want to go into politics. Mwenye samaninga tonight ambapo yalembo nolemba to the end. Anapita Edgar Chagorungu. He did whatever he wanted to do. Okay?
And the police officers, they got upset at the same time.
The police
they even issued a statement.
Yes, they've issued a statement. Because what can do per ground, pananga was it is same in Wisi Wanga Panga Vaupu. Nizaziva ini. But when I came to know, I'll say, oh, Wisi Wanga Nashtabaso, I'll condemn it, don't do this. That's the way we work. Maybe I've answered in that way. Even you today, your children can make sanga many one of our neighbor because it's good to uziva. But
quickly, let's begin to wonder for a chairman. But of course, there are some, concerns that the democratic space of this country is shrinking, and the justification to it. People have cited examples that in the last 2 years of the UPND in power, there's never been a public rally being held from those in the opposition outside the campaign calendar. Whilst you yourselves have been convening these public rallies, what is going on? What is the problem?
Where have we done a rallies as UPND?
We've seen the president holding rallies, for example, in Nakonde. We've seen you at the National Youth Chair Person. You've gone to meet young people in town. And also Chairman Mwaliteta. If you wish, I can play some of the videos where you've been assembling, addressing your members. And the opposition have never been given any room.
IP. I'll give you two things.
Yeah.
Why Edgar Chagorungu is MCBD? Wanao kama no members wao bonse waje. Wanabwera bwanje. Meaning when abantu wana branches women. So every political party and our branches where we speak, where we talk.
But that was not a rally.
No. I'm just trying now to you to understand how we do politics. All of us, opposition, the ruling party. When you tell that no one is holding meetings,
not holding but public rallies outside
and
the
I'll come. That's what I'm asking
calendar.
you. I've asked you, when have you seen the UP? And I'll answer you. The head of state and the assist is simple different. When he was going to Nakonde, what was he doing? It was for 3 days visiting. Today, why is it? You'll get the point. By the party, we as a party, we applied for the rally. Most of the things, when the president goes into a province, for sure will be received with everybody. You get the point. And I've said, we have been calling a banda here. Ask Banda how many times we've applied to Kujawakolesa. The only thing Banda has never come out the way the opposition are coming out. And yet we want to tell you this time now, we'll be doing the same even as we apply, we do the same. So that everybody knows that even as Vatican, we have been keeping quiet. So, UPN has never been a rally. When you talk about mobilization, every political party is mobilizing IP. Every political party is mobilizing. Let me put it in this way. How do you win an election? You are telling us 2026 in one term UPND. So what does that? So what you are mobilizing only political parties that you want to pack. How are you mobilizing it? Okay? So meetings, when you go to town center everywhere, there are all political parties that are there. Okay? The only thing why you are saying that because there's no noise. No one is beating who. We have respected everybody. Unless there was market na bus stations. That's what you want. The answer, we don't want that. Because no one has stopped UPN to go and mobilize. So every political party is mobilizing. Every political party does meetings. Me, I'm going to meet people at their section. Okay? I'll go and meet them and I'll talk to them. No one, I've seen political parties, sometimes in restaurant, opposition. I've never disturbed those meetings. Or to say the police are kind of meeting, no.
I'm talking about public rallies, not...
It's the same. Even I've already given you an example. I've given you an example. Have you seen the UPND rally? The answer is
and I've answered you that we have seen you convening...
But I've told you that those are not rallies.
Those
are sections, meetings, which are nobody has stopped anybody. You have seen Wakalaba going the missus having meetings now. I've seen the SP having meetings. I've seen UQA having meetings. I've seen them. But the issue is, follow the procedure. Go and deal with them. Deal with the police. And I've said, even here I'll say it. I don't need the police to
so does it mean that the law has changed now, that no political party can hold a
rally?
No one can protest? Even the neutral young people who are not politically inclined applying to the, notifying the police that they want to protest over the high cost of living. They've been stopped by the police. What's going on?
So the police...
When citizens are supposed to protest and express themselves freely.
We have seen, you cannot tell me that from the time we have won, no one has protested. We have seen the other student protesting, going up to even to State House. We have seen that escorted by the police. No one has done anything. Many times that has happened. Minus even notification over the police. You have seen that. I've seen people chanting slogans everywhere. The issue here that the police is them who are guarding us, are the one maintaining law, or they're the one protecting all of us. So as a political party, right, tell them the day, tell them the time, just tell them, follow the procedures.
The last time when we saw Unza students protesting, going to community house or State House was to go and thank the president for restructuring the debt.
That one, yes, but you can
not for them to air their grievances.
No, follow it very well.
Those that have been allowed on record.
Follow it very well.
Those that would want to say thank you, Mr. President.
No, follow it very well.
Who are seemingly against your government, they have been gunned.
By that time, with another media, you showed it yourself. When people marched at the afternoon, there was an issue. When they were going to state, they want to go to State House. You saw it. Because there was a grievance. I still remember. It was a topic of the day.
Let's break for about 10 minutes from director. Let's have a clip of course, we talk about the political violence, which you pledge to end. We still see some people really preaching violence under your administration. And one of them is your deputy National Youth Chairman, Mr. Trevor Mwinde. Let's have a video, if at all is ready, director.
And let ECL be further assured that me as a youth chairperson, the words that which he has used are a testimony to prove that he listened to the video I earlier on gave. I gave him a warning, but this time around, I'm giving him an assurance that as long as he is disrespecting His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, HH, we the youths of this country, we will also follow what he does, and we will do it better. And I wonder whether he will be safe. His statement must not be watered down by anybody, anything. If you want to insult us that supported the UPND, that saw our friends die because of Lungu, that went to prison because of Lungu, you want Lungu and his supporters to go in town, the police let them get ready. I'm telling you today, let them get ready. Let the Zambia police get ready to arrest Mwinde. Because Mwinde and the youth are going to stop that nonsense. Lungu killed people using his immunity. He wants to kill people under the immunity of Hakainde. The youths have spoken. Me as a youth leader, I'm concerned. We don't care how much money he has kept in his store to buy people. But look, he cannot bring back the people that he killed. I recruited Gaddafi in Chiboria myself. They shot him in Kaoma. You want me to sit here and smile that, it's no more? Let them mobilize. With a boy who was beating policemen. No, come on, media. Come on. Let's be serious about these things. These are emotive issues. We have got issues that which we are talking about. There's a disaster in the country. People people want to start inducing people to start doing riots, demonstrations, to the extent of paying supporters at Heroes Stadium to start throwing cans in front of a leader. My friends, us, when we were campaigning, we were telling people that our graves were already dug. What was remaining was just lowering our bodies there.
Your members, Mr. Liswaniso, these are the people that are next to you. If in your absence, you see Mr. Mwinde stepping in your office and act. And yet, today you are the same people that are threatening Zambians, something which the president again condemned. He said we have restored the rule of law, but it seems to be moving in reverse. There is so many videos that some of them we can't even play because the language is too strong, where your members have been actually, threatening the former head of state. We will come and circumcise you. Such kind of terminologies. Are you happy with that? And yet we've also seen other videos where some citizens are saying we are going to, take you on. Munia Zulu, as we speak right now, is behind bars for having also issued some dangerous remarks bordering on regionalism or tribalism.
First of all, let me start by saying this. The conduct of my Deputy National Youth Chairman, you can see how emotional he is. Because he's remembering what, first of all, as an individual, what he went through under the regime of Mr. Edgar Chagwalungu. And that's what I fear. I want to be honest with you, IP, and the Zambian people there who are watching today. If there are people I'm scared today, it's not the opposition. I'm scared about the youth of the UPND. Because what they went through in opposition, it's something which is still in their hearts. Because they are seeing the same people. They are still their neighbors. And this is the issue now I'm solving today. With the help of the president, to ensure that when you see the president talking about the rule of law, you are on your own. Is to maintain the peace you are talking about.
Why not arrest Mr. Mwinde, for example, for starters?
First, let me tell you one thing. He's reminding everybody, he's reminding first the former head of state, that you in a regime, you killed us. He has mentioned the people. It was not Mr. Edgar Chagwalungu who was hiding somebody who killed Gaddafi. I'm just being honest here. It's a pain and it's a topic among the young people. Today, Pablo still have a gun. Masin has to have has a bullet here. The other one, when you go to every constituency, every district, the youth chairman suffered under the regime of Mr. Edgar.
So
for me now, I'm coming there. Let me tell you.
The police.
Let me tell you one thing.
That is justification.
Let me tell you one thing.
And why can't you heal? Why are you not healing for the last 2 years in power?
If you provoke, listen.
Why don't you learn examples of the other administrations, the Mandela
Let me tell you. You have done the best. Don't even say that.
They healed. Your party seems to be bitter even when you're in power.
Let me tell you one thing. You should understand that IP, most of the members, those who tortured us today, they are working free, all of them.
Where do you want them to go?
Let me tell you, it's their country. If you want,
the president said you have forgiven them.
Let me tell you one thing. Okay? 2011, after PF1 election, a lot of the MMD went berserk, they went to jail, all of them. Let me tell you one thing. This government hasn't done that.
Why?
Okay? It's because what you have already said here is about forgiveness, it's about unity.
So if I tell you forgiven, if you claim that they're forgiven,
because
why are you still talking about it?
No. Mwinde was reminding the former head of state. Yes, he was reminding him that you, as you are doing this, these are the things that you did to these people. And for me, I'm saying the people I'm scared are the same people. My job now is to maintain the peace we're talking about. My job is to talk to each other, and which I'm doing with the help of the head of state. By always talking about it. It's not an easy thing. So for me,
are you in support of the statement from Mr. Mwinde? Let's do it.
And I'll be very clear because he was reminding the head of state what he did to the members of UPND across the country.
So
using his own immunity.
You endorse the statement.
So Mwinde is stopping the former. Don't use the immunity of Akainde Chile stabilize, because these youths we are leading, they can bring peace to this country.
So you are endorsing to what he said.
And I want to very clear to say that what Munde the advice was giving an advice.
So you endorse what he said.
Yes, I'm endorsing that.
Thank you. Do you endorse to the statements that came from some of your members in Northwestern?
That one I'm not endorsing it. It's
Right.
different. That one was insulting.
Do you endorse the remarks that were issued by some of your members in Southern Province?
The Southern Province was very clear. This UKWA, that is a political statement.
It's Oka, by the way.
I don't care.
You don't care because you didn't speak to the
There's
actual
no go area for you. That is a political statement. You get the point, right?
How?
And no. That one we use
Why
it,
should
all of us.
politicians be restricted
Let
to
me
area?
tell no one stops you to go. That is a political statement we use, all of us. Matero sumuza kabwera kwemwe. Waniva samaninga si kwanu kono. Matero sumuza bwera kuni imwa wa opposition. You get the point. But what Munia Zulu and my colleague, that woman did, that is a wrong thing. Especially for a woman who is the owner of this country called Zambia. A woman, because ndiye mwine wa nyumba. All of us, he knows who bring peace when there is something. Woman cannot do that. I'm still waiting the NGOCC to guide us on that one, because a woman is the one bring us all together. You cannot go to say, that is a wrong statement. And these are young leaders. I'm talking about young leaders. We had a situation, IP, in Western Province, the issue of the barrows. The young people were talking. I stood with them to say, we are one people, all of us. And I just said, UPND is it? Bulozi is UPND. But I've never stopped anybody to say, Kuno Kubulozi. No, that is a bad statement, because all of us as 10 provinces, we are equal, we are one.
Conclude on there.
So,
the director keeps on buzzing in my ears.
Exactly.
Please,
so
conclude
for
on that.
me, as I conclude, my colleagues, those members of parliament, that is the wrong things to do. Yes, we may have emotions and everything, but don't divide, because you are the one making laws in that parliament. You are the one representing us. And you are hiring for help. That's why even old leaders don't trust us. Yes.
One of them has been arrested, Honorable Mnia Zulu, for hate speech. And one of your members in Northwestern, whose sentiments you have not endorsed, has not been arrested.
Let me tell you one thing.
Let me tell you some selective application of the law there.
That's the issue of the police. That one insulted the former head of state. Not the former, but Bakulu. And I'm not endorsing that.
And it borders on
hate
speech. Why hasn't he been arrested?
And I've spoken even to the provincial youth chairman to say, as we are having those talks, as we are viewing all expressing yourselves, let's avoid insulting other people. That's what I've said. And I've mentioned that to each other. Even here, I'm still saying the same. And two, I'm still telling my members, the youth way, let's not put people relevance when the party bed. Okay? But let's go back to the people and talk to the people.
Right.
Because we have seen the provocation. President Kahinde has been provoked. These are the same people who did that. But the English should just be on the ground and be steadfast and fighting. For me, I'm not going to endorse lawlessness. I'm not going to endorse tribalism. I'm not part of that. But I want to see the young generation which will bring people all together, all the leaders. Right. So that even our forefathers, they can have trust to us as young people in this nation.
Thank you so much.
That's my language.
We appreciate you for coming. All right, allow me to thank all of you, of course, that have managed to tune in for the last 1 hour, 30 minutes and plus. We've been here. Of course, time couldn't really allow us, as we began the program a little bit late. Otherwise, we hope to reconverge next week again. And of course, tomorrow, don't forget, I'll be back with another episode. Thank you so much. May God bless Zambia. May God bless Mother Africa. Good night.
Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, J Cool, and turn on the notification bell, cause I'm gonna see you in the next video.